Hi everybody, Casey Zander here, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you the core principles as a man that you need to be focusing on in order to not only maximize yourself as an individual and maximize who you are as a masculine man, but this will also help increase your options when it comes to dating and when it comes to relationships. Now, this step-by-step format, I have an entire page of notes that I'm going to be referencing because throughout this I'm going to be going very step-by-step as to what men should focus on first, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc. I think the biggest, most overwhelming piece for a lot of guys who want to get better at dating or they want to get better at building themselves and who they are is actually having a step-by-step plan and process in place, because when you get hit with a lot of these things, it can seem extremely overwhelming. Okay? That overwhelming sense or urge that you feel in order to improve, the hardest piece is deciphering that and putting the pieces of the puzzle together in the exact order that will actually serve you best. And because I've already done this for myself to some degree when it comes to the big three, which is health, wealth, and relationships, I'm about to give you an exact step-by-step process, A through Z, what to do as if this is your first day on your self-improvement journey, learning how to maximize yourself and your options. So with that said, let's actually dive in. The very first thing that we must discuss is what is the big three, okay? The big three is considered the three core human desires, and that would be health, that would be wealth, or that would be relationships, okay? If you want the slang version of this or the bro version of this, this is get paid, get laid, get six-pack abs, okay? Notice get paid is the wealth, get laid is the relationships, get six-pack abs is the health. If you can master those three things, you become a sexual viable option. Okay, you have to understand this, that men are made. So in order to be a viable option when it comes to the dating and the attraction game, you have to actually do the work to make yourself somewhat valuable. So a lot of times guys will slide by with just having one of these figured out. I'll give you an example. If you're in high school and you're the hockey stud or you're the wrestling stud, you can slide by on just the health aspect and the look and overall status for what you've achieved. If you are crushing it in business in your early 20s, you can slide by with the wealth side of things. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an exact step-by-step plan when to use all three, when to focus on all three, and how to actually do it. So stick with me because I'm actually very excited to make this video today, because I'm going to be showing you my entire journey, A through Z, from ages 18 until now 26, and the easiest method to do this. The very first thing every man must accomplish first, the very first thing you need to be focusing on is your health and your fitness, and here's why. A lot of guys today suffer from feeling low status, or they suffer from feeling low confidence. And the quickest way to increase your confidence, the quickest way to increase the way you speak, the way you look, the way you act, the way you talk, how you feel about yourself, how you carry yourself, is to actually increase your health. This is why I've shown you so many pictures of my physique over the years, because the more you build yourself, the more you build raw physical attraction. That means the first 3 to 5 seconds when any woman looks at you, they oftentimes view you as the type of guy who they could see themselves being intimate with, or on the flip side of that, if it's a guy, oftentimes you're going to be granted or gifted sort of some bit of respect because you look like you'd be able, viable, ready to work, able to fight, right? These are all like biological cues. The first thing you must achieve is that look. The look will help solve so many of your problems, because before, when you looked like the type of guy who would get friend zoned, you no longer look like that, okay? Like looks, despite people saying they don't matter, and despite people saying, hey, you know, looks shouldn't matter and women don't care about looks, it's absolute horseshit. Looks matter. Looks matter extreme. And the reason being is because you can make preconceived notions about people, and whether you want to think people are judgmental or not is irrelevant. The fact is they are. If I see a guy who's 6'4" with Wrangler jeans on and a cowboy hat, I'm going to assume that he farms. Okay? That's a natural preconceived notion or judgment. Everybody makes split decision judgments. So because of that, you want to be maximizing yourself to the best of your capability. Now, while you do this, here's the kicker. When you're building your body, when you're building your physique, the easiest thing to do, the quickest, most low-hanging fruit, take this in and write it down if you need to, is socializing in a group. So what we're doing is we're dabbling into the relationship side of the big three consulting niches, or the big three that most guys need to focus on. We're dabbling into the relationship side of things, but we're not actually focused on dating. Here's what I mean. When you build your body and you start to build your confidence or your sex appeal, the easiest, most lowest hanging fruit that you should be focusing on in retrospect to that, probably on the weekends, because hopefully you're building your purpose too. The second thing you need to be doing is socializing in groups. You're not dating, but you're building a social setting and a social pipeline. And this is true with men that are your friends. This is true with women you're maybe also friends with or maybe consider dating. You want to build a wide array of a network. And here's why. Socializing is a skill. The amount of men that myself and my brother, for that matter, over the years have seen who struggle with socializing happens at every single age, and it will happen at every demographic. I've seen guys who are multimillionaires crush it in business. They can't socialize to save their life. They're dull. They don't have a lot of things going on. They don't know how to flirt. They don't know how to tease. They don't know how to actually cause a good, genuine reaction out of somebody. And that is a skill you have to learn. Socializing is a skill. Many guys are super dull. And the cool thing about socializing in a group is that you can do this at any income level. So when you've mastered the physical look that you want to master, that you want to have, plus you have personality development, that can actually make you a Chad, okay? I know that that's a term a lot of people use. When you have both of these together, that means you have the charisma, the confidence, and the look that can not only hang out and socialize with people in groups, but chances are you're going to meet a lot of really cool women along the way that maybe you had short-term experiences with, maybe you had long-term, but regardless, you as is, you have mastered how you look and your personality, and that right there is the raw block that will lead to actually having lifelong success when we get to the relationship aspect of this, but we're not quite done yet. Once you have mastered the health and the fitness plus the socializing, the next aspect you want to now focus on is wealth, okay? This is raw money, raw purchasing power, ability to generate profits for yourself and build your wealth within your own business, within your own brand, and you as an entrepreneur. This is an extremely needed skill due to the fact that wealth brings three things. The very first is resources. The second thing is things to do. And the third thing you have to understand is that women like fun and adventure, so it makes you exciting. For guys who want to level up and you want to use wealth as an advantage to outdo a lot of people in the dating game, because you have to remember, this is all a competition. This is me against you. This is you against me. All guys want, attractive women. It's normal. Okay, that's normal hierarchy, that's normal biology, like that's how people are. So the way to leverage wealth, having a big bank account doesn't do anything for you. Okay, hear me out for a second. If a chick looks at a guy with a huge bank account, digits on a screen doesn't do anything to turn anybody on or to make you seem adventurous. But what those digits on the screen can do is build a lifestyle for yourself that can make dating and keeping high quality or attractive women a lot easier. And here's why. Once you have mastered the fitness and the personality aspect of things, notice we're not quite focusing on relationships yet because there is still more work to do. The wealth side of the coin has to be mastered, so that way when you attract women that are high quality, you can actually keep them and retain them because there's stuff to do that you've built. You've built an ecosystem for yourself. So while most guys oftentimes just have things to do such as, hey, do you want to go grab drinks and then we can go back to my house afterwards and watch a movie? That's boring, it's basic, it's dull, and it's what 99% of people do. Now that's okay. Okay, most people are in that boat, and I've been in that boat for my entire life. So I'm speaking as if I'm part of that as well because I know what that's like. Okay. The thing though with wealth creation is that you can develop resources for yourself. So all of a sudden, when you've set your life up in perfect order, that wealth that you've acquired, well, you now have cool things to do. All of a sudden it's, hey, you can come over and we can sauna together. Have you ever been in a sauna? You can come over and you can sit in the jacuzzi or the hot tub. Have you ever been in a jacuzzi or a hot tub? Right? You can have drinks. Okay, maybe in your house you built in a cool bar or a cool mini bar and you can now entertain guests. Maybe you have a boat. Maybe you have a lake cabin. Maybe you can take women snowmobiling. Whatever it is, the wealth side of the coin has to be mastered because once you've locked in your health, you look like an attractive option, you've built the V-tape or the broad shoulders, you started socializing, developing your charisma and your personality through that because you've achieved more confidence within your look. The next step is wealth. And that wealth keeps you on the side of where you look attainable for long-term provisioning, and women who are coming into your realm based off the physicalities and the attractiveness want to actually stay because you've built something for yourself. You now look like a man with vision, purpose, principles, and that's somebody she would want to be with. Now, the final side of the coin is the relationship aspect. Once you have mastered health, fitness, the confidence that comes with that, and the personality development to socialize, the next step is wealth. Once you've achieved the wealth, you can now focus on relationships. You can now understand the nuances of flirting at a deeper level. You can understand the nuances of how to build chemistry at a deeper level. But you have to have the raw meat and beans of what makes a man in place first. A lot of times guys put the cart before the horse. Okay, they're chasing after women, or they're trying to keep marriages together, relationships together, and they're stuck working their $13 per hour job with literally no vision or impact to go any further. It's not that they're bad people. I don't want this video to sound like I'm reprimanding anybody or dropping the hammer on anybody. It's just you have to do things in the right order. And when you are broke, so to speak, or when you do have less resources, it's not saying you can't date at all. You should still be having those socializing experiences to be a good, well-rounded man, individual, and human. But you have to understand that there's levels to this. And as a guy, the levels that are achieved through the relationships only come once you've done the work within yourself. So that way you can actually keep the women that you want to attract. You have to remember, for those of you who want girlfriends, or for those of you who want wives one day, there's going to be a certain level of capability you have to show that you have to maintain. Okay, because in order to be looked at as a long-term provisioner, in order to be looked at as the type of guy that a woman would want to actually go the distance with, you have to have that competence. And that competence comes from generating wealth for yourself, actually having skill sets that are built in the marketplace. And that's why I'm a big believer. Number one, master your health and fitness so you can have the confidence to socialize. Number two, master your wealth. Number three, once you have achieved those two, now you can focus on relationships because you have built a home, you've built an ecosystem, you've built a lifestyle, and a social group that any woman would probably want to be a part of. And when you do it in that order, I'm telling you, you're going to have more options than you know what to do with. You're going to be able to convey a certain level of charisma that most guys can't because they don't have the confidence or the accolades to back it up. I'm telling you that if you just trust me in this one video, if you just believe exactly what I'm showing you, you will win. That's my promise to you. Stay tuned for the next couple minutes because I'm going to be showing you that in 15 days we do our first ever Headman merchandise launch. In my entire life, I've never sold custom merchandise before, and because of that, I'm going to show you downstairs in my basement the types of material I'm going to be giving you. And on top of that, I'm even going to be taking you behind the scenes and showing how you can get 24-hour early access to that before we sell out, because like I said, this is our first ever launch. So stick with me. Okay, so let's take a look here in my actual office because I have a couple different hats that I want to show you guys. So stick with me here. Now obviously I'm gonna have a product page, right? Like I'll have an actual product page where you can see them. I'll have pictures of them when I do launch the link. But for now, let me just try to really show you. So the first is going to be the trucker hat. Now the trucker hat is a mesh backing. This is the one I wear most to the gym or when I'm boating or jet skiing on the river. The material is super soft, super form-fitting. The bill is a little bit more flat, but it can be curved. Okay, so that's what you have to remember. It can be curved. The Headman logo is stitched and embroidered, and they're super high quality. Okay, I paid really good money for these because I didn't buy these to maximize profit. I don't care if I make any money off these. I ordered these to build the brand. The second is going to be the dad hat. Okay, so this dad hat, that's what they call it. They as in the merchandise sellers I bought it from. This is material all the way around, which what appears to be cotton. And from the tag, yep, 100% cotton. I don't know if you can see that. Once again, the Headman logo is stitched and embroidered, and this bill is a little bit more curved. These are the two hats we're coming out with. The last is going to be a clean logo. Okay, so a clean logo is basically, what I mean by that is I really didn't want slogans or sayings on it. I really just wanted something easy and something clean because I think that that's what a lot of people like, and that's what I wear too. I wear clean stuff. So this shirt is a very soft material. The Headman logo is a print, okay, and there's actual It's actually like a rubbery kind of like it's gonna stay is what I'm trying to tell you. Like if you wash this shirt, the logo is going to stay. It's not going to crack. They're built high quality. This, as far as what it's made out of, 50% polyester, 25% cotton, and 25% rayon. So it's not an exact tech fit material. It's not like an Under Armour material or a Nike material. I would say it's like a blend of both. It's like a polyester cotton blend. So the nice thing is that it's soft and it's form fitting from the polyester, but the cool thing too is that it's moisture wicking because of the cotton, and also that's just added comfortability and breathability. I know that myself personally, I don't typically like direct polyester shirts like Under Armour or Nike or even Lululemon, and the reason being is because I don't think that it absorbs sweat the proper way. Like a lot of times, since it doesn't absorb any sweat at all, it rolls off you and it sits on you, and I don't like that. I like my shirt to have some sort of ability to wick the sweat regardless, and to me that's how I feel most comfortable when I'm working out. Like that's why I picked this material too. So how do you get access to this? Well, July 1st, I'm going to be releasing the link to the public. Okay, so that means July 1st, the public gets the link. When we sell out, we sell out. If you're on my newsletter, okay, I'll put a link to the newsletter below, and you opt into that newsletter, you get access 24 hours early, okay? So that means you should apply on my email list, because I only have limited quantities of each, like you can see it. Like, I'm not joking either. I have a few boxes of hats. Here's all the quantities of the t-shirts, okay? Like, those are the sizes, that's what I got. It's not like I got a huge inventory. Now, this exact inventory will never be for sale ever again. Like every time when I do a launch and when I do a drop, it's gonna be a new design. So if you want to be having the first ever Headman official launch, July 1st, the people on my newsletter will get it one day early. And keep in mind, I'm going to be doing a handwritten card or a handwritten note with each of these. At minimum, I'm going to sign it, wish you all the best. And I want people who are supporting the brand and to help grow the brand, actually people who are followers and people who want to be part of this movement and part of this journey with me. So I hope this was a good enough advice video for you to see the shirts. I hope you got value out of this. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.